Welcome. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life, where I am taking it one day at a time, bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. So, what is going on today? We need to do a lot of things today. First thing we need to do is update our debt payoff progress. As you can see, I have the new debt payoff tracker that I purchased from Leslie with the Mother Plan. This is my second month using it, so I'm kind of still shaky on everything. And you're like, how can it be so shaky when it's instructions? Because sometimes it just, I want to make sure that the information that I'm showing is accurate, not only for you, but for me. Okay. And then two is that the way I was tracking is definitely different than the current setup. So let's get into this. So I use this tracker October 23rd. Okay. And I decided I will start to put the actual date because I want to do these updates as closely as possible. But unfortunately, it didn't work out this month. Simply because, oh, this is gonna have to move. I'll move it in just a second. Simply because the holidays. It just didn't work out because of the holidays. So with all that being said, this is where we're at currently when it comes to the update, November 28th. So we are a month and 6 days behind, a month and 5 days behind. But we good. So I've listed all of the debts so far, so we don't have to write those all out. Now, some debts have been paid off, such as the medical bill. I paid that off in 2020. My taxes, I had state taxes for multiple years, and I wanted to pay that off before the upcoming tax date or tax year, because one, I didn't want to have that balance, hanging over my head. Two was because I was in bankruptcy, and if I paid off the principal before the end of the bankruptcy, then the penalty and the interest will not have been included. And that was the reason why I was determined to pay up and make it current. I've taken out several 401k loans. The first one I was able to pay off in 2020. Medical loan, this is a medical consolidation loan. With medical bills, there has to be like F them people, because I already got insurance. So if I got insurance, then why do I got to still pay y'all a $1 million for 15 minutes and you only see me for 5? So I had that mentality before, and then I became wise. So I definitely tell my doctor when I'm going to see them, not the other way around. They're not finna send me reminders, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. You're right, because I'm healthy. Leave me alone. I do keep up on the preventative stuff. But besides, and that stuff is covered. But besides that, no, I don't need no extra tests. I don't need all that. So in the end, this medical loan I was able to pay off in 2020. Then the next 401k loan I was able to pay off in March of 2021. And then the last 401k loan I was able to pay off in May of 2021. So the current active debts are my car loan and student loans. Student loans is broken out in two sectors. One is federally backed and the other is federally direct. For my car loan, the minimum payment is $280.14. For my student loans, it's $74.03. This federally backed. For federally direct, it's $365.62. Now, I am on the IDR, so based on the income-driven repayment plan, these are the amounts. Now, only one of them I'm actually paying because it's not covered in the penny forbearance. The other, I will not start making payments until February of 2022. Let's not go back. Let's go forward. So let's see how much in the future will I be putting towards that. Okay, so that is the magic number, 179. $719.79. So let's now go ahead and break down each individual debt. Now my old balance was $10,410.39. I do not pay anything extra at this present time. This is simply the amount that I pay every 28th day. And because of that, I am actually 2 payments ahead. So my actual new payment is not due until January 22nd of 2022. But of course, I'll be making a payment in December. So after that, I'll be able to have an accurate number of what I need to work towards in 2022 to pay this loan off. Now, it's a couple things that I want to look into. I keep getting this notification about refinancing my vehicle. I've done it in the past, but not to my advantage, okay? And so I haven't heard too many people jumping and doing this. And I'm conditioned to always pay the $280 regardless if when I refinance the amount monthly is less and the terms is longer. My goal is to continue to do this so I'll know that a good portion of this will be going towards principal. I'm just stuck in my ways and I feel like I don't want to take that leap because is it really necessary? Is it benefiting me? Maybe so, because one is I'm already going to be cutting out interest, but I'll probably be cutting out more interest seeing that I'm never changing the amount I pay each month and how I'm paying each month. I don't know, comment below. What do you think? Leave it as is. It's not that big of a deal. Or go ahead and see what's going on. Now, the companies that's reaching out to me is like these filler companies that you pay a fee that they tack onto a loan, but you don't know who your lender is going to be on the other side. And that's where I'm scared about. The current lender I have do not do refinances, so I will have to find someone else to do it. And I'm this close of going back to my credit union, but let's not hop on that. Let's go ahead and finish this. Let's not make this long video. So the amount I actually paid to debt was $168.42. So that was because this was the new balance after making the last payment. So for the student loans, the balance was $23,225.44. I did pay $150. Now, this wasn't extra. This was simply 2 payments within this check-in time frame. So I made a payment in October and a payment in November. And so the new balance is $23,157.40. Oh, I said 44. This is going to be 58. See? We always messing up. Okay, 58 cents. We messing up because the girl's tired, but she don't get pushed through. So let's go ahead and we're going to take the new balance from the old balance and we're going to see how much went towards principal. $67.86. Not a lot. And the reason why is I'm figuring out, I'm just estimating and rounding. Of the $75 that I made, by the time I make the next payment, $65 has interest has accrued. So because that is happening, only that $10 is actually being applied to the principal, and then we go over again with the same thing. Add the 75, but the interest is earning every day. So by the time it came down to, this is what was remaining. Okay. So interest is going to eat up these minimum payments. It is. It's going to eat it up. And there's nothing I can do at this point until I'm able to put more towards it to help with decreasing that. So look at that. I made a mistake. This is actually a 6. There we go. So with the old balance of the federally direct loans, which is, you know, the big kahuna, it's $141,397.58. Because it is in forbearance, I am not making any payments on it at this current time. So let's put that there. Yeah. So my plan was to do a debt story to accompany this particular debt update, but it's not going to happen. I already know with time's sake and video sake, this is actually gone over than what I would like. I don't know if I should do it separate. It's a way of me telling my story about my student loan. So I want to be very transparent as about my feelings and about this particular debt. So, because it does unearth some things. So we will see. We will see how I would present my debt story, but it won't be with this. My bad. So let's go ahead and total all of this up. And so this is where I'm starting. Yeah. This is where I'm starting. So the amount that came out of my budget that went towards this debt was $430.14. The ending balance of the debt itself is $174,797.13. The amount that went towards principal is $236.28. All right, so I'm going to draw my lines. I'm not sure why I'm doing this, but we're going to do it. And so the total amount interest, I'm going to put October's date. And the reason is this is when I actually started to calculate the interest. At first, I was doing just telling you the annual percentage rate, but I wasn't breaking down how much I was paying to interest or how much I was paying to principal. This debt payoff tracker does that. So I just needed to show where this number is coming from because it makes the other numbers look like it's so grand when it's probably really not. Okay. And I'm not going to go through calculating that. It's not going to happen. I did notice I made a mistake, and on October's debt payoff tracker, this amount, for some reason I had left blank, and then this amount here, actually I put that amount there. But I did double check, and how I double checked was I went back to, this is the old monthly debt update sheets that I was using from Jennifer Bleacher with Life in Envelopes. So I just went and checked by simply going through each of these, and I can do that now. I hope you can see it. That's where we ended. Okay. So if I add this, I'll pick up later. So if I add this to the 169.19, that should give us that. So that is right. So now what we do is we take this number, because that's what goes there, what I paid towards the principal, and then we add that to the amount I paid so far. So this is the number that I've paid so far towards debt in 2021. Now it's not a lot, only simply because my starting debts was less than $2,000, and I've been paying minimum on my car loan. So there has not been a lot been paying to this. So to say that the least is that at least 2 of those debts have been paid off, and that was my plan. And I switched gears mid-year to start focusing on emergency fund, and we see how close I am. So I am not stressing about that. So then 430.14, we're going to minus 236.28, and that's going to tell us our debt so far. I mean, our debt this month, which was $193.86. We're going to add the debt from the interest from last month of $110.95. Let's do that right. $110.95. So that's $304.81. Now the starting balance is $175,033.41. The ending is $174,797.13. So we need to check our math. So 236.28 plus 193.86 should give us that, which is right. Then 175.03341 minus 174,797.13. So that gives us that. Now, even though this just shows what we've been paying into debt to the principal itself, this is how much I've accumulated in interest since October 23rd. And this is where we're ending. So based on our car loan, which I do use this tracker, the total amount for my car loan, the principal is $13,000. And when our last check-in, we were at $2,600 of this amount that we had paid off. And based on today's standing, we're only at round up to $2,700, and I'll show it here. And because we haven't reached the next milestone, we will not be coloring anything in at this present time. And then from there, our amortization schedule, I've already highlighted it and put the date in of November 28th. And as you can see, we are only a year, because we started May 2020, so we're only a year and a half into this loan, but we're almost finished with year 2. And that comes with that paying every 28th day to get that extra payment and pay a lot more towards principal than we are paying towards interest. All right, we should be good here. We should be good. Going forward, we should have no more hiccups. No more hiccups. I did have the student loan debt-free charts here. I'm not going to introduce these until the beginning of the year, because I'm really not going to put in a lot to each, like the student loans in general. It'll be just creeping, basically creeping. So I probably won't start filling these. I'll start filling this one out in the beginning of the year, but these here, not until I start paying extra on each particular debt. So I hope that makes any sense. And if you have any questions, concerns, go ahead and leave your comments below. In the meantime, in between time, peace out.